Hello and welcome to my channel. My name is Angie, and in this video I've got some quick and easy decor projects, so let's get started. Alright, this here belonged to someone in my husband's family. I don't know how old it is, but my daughter Ashley loved it, so wherever she would move, she would take this with her, and she named him Frank. But on one of her moves, she broke it. So it looks like she might have glued it back together. So I'm not sure what's going to happen when I take this tape off and try and clean it. My daughter Ashley passed away in 2017. So this has been in our garage since then. And I can feel that the ear is loose. So I'm going to try and glue any of the loose bits. And all the pieces, because it looks like it's made of plaster, all the pieces that are missing, I'm going to fill in with some air dry clay and then try and just blend it all in and then repaint everything. So I'm not sure what's going to fall apart once I remove this tape, but we'll find out. After removing the tape, I glued all the broken pieces together. I also went ahead and added more glue to some of the cracks to help hold that together as well. After the glue was dry, I added some air dry clay to the cracks. Once the clay was dry, I lightly sanded it. I then gave it a coat of chalk paint to act as a primer. Next, I added baking soda to my paint and then painted the entire thing with this mixture. I did this so that this textured paint would help hide some of the cracks and chips. I then painted his bow gold. To finish it, I added a coat of antiquing wax to age it, using clear wax to help tone down the dark wax. It's not perfect. You can still see some of the cracks, but at least for now, Frank can live on. For this project, this was my inspiration. For this project, I'm using a Dollar Tree candle holder, a 6-inch embroidery hoop, and a small wood round. I started by gluing the hoop to the candle holder. I opted to use the outer ring of the hoop so that I could put the metal part into the candle holder. I had to remove the screw because it was too wide to fit into the candle cup. Next, I filled the candle cup to the top with hot glue, for two reasons: to fill the space and to embed the metal fastener into the glue. While the glue was drying, I glued 2 resin birds together for the top. I then glued the wood round to the hoop and the bird to the top. I then gave the entire thing a coat of paint using the same textured paint I used on the previous project. I decided to make 2 more, so for this one I'm using a wood round, a chair foot, a coaster, and an 8-inch hoop. I started by gluing them all together. For this one, I'm using a hollow ceramic bird for the top, so I first glued a small dowel into the bird. To attach it to the hoop, I drilled a small hole and glued the dowel from the bottom of the bird into the hole. I did this simply because I thought it would give more surface area for the glue to adhere. I'm using 1/2 of a Christmas ornament, so I first removed the hanger. I then glued in 2 dominoes as spacers and then glued in the ornament on top. To camouflage the area under the ornament, I used air dry clay and a fondant mold. For this one, I used a Dollar Tree candle holder, the other half of the 6-inch hoop, a small condiment bowl, and another ceramic bird, attaching them all the same way as the other. I added clay embellishments to this one as well to help hide where it comes together. I also painted both of these with the textured paint. For this project, I'm using a T10 and a clock mechanism from my stash. I simply drilled a hole in the center of the tin and then added the clock. You do need to make sure your clock hands can go all the way around without hitting anything. For this project, I'm using an assortment of glass bottles from my stash. I drilled a hole in the top of this lid and added a glass knob. I then used my multi-tool to cut off the excess screw. I then gave everything a coat of chalk paint. Next, I stamped some images onto a piece of tissue paper and then cut them out. I then decoupaged an image to each bottle. You can stamp directly onto the bottle, but I chose to use the tissue paper because 2 of these bottles have ridges and I wanted to get a good image onto it. I then distressed some of the edges. I didn't like how this lid looked, so I changed it to just a plain one. For this project, I'm using a thrifted canister. I always pick up any plain white canisters I find at the thrift store. To start, I cleaned it with rubbing alcohol. I then simply stamped it using an IOD crockery stamp. It's not perfect, but that's okay. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed these projects, and I'll see you in the next video.